Country Jackson's office.
Hey there, my name is Andrew Valenzuela. My zip code is 79204. And I am calling because I wanted to get Ronnie Jackson's opinion on purity laws.
Purity laws? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yep, purity laws. Laws that try to dictate what you're allowed to consume, what media that you're allowed to watch, laws that dictate what type of things you're allowed to ingest inside of your body, such as alcohol, or media such as adult content or violent content or video games or anything along those lines. The
Uh-huh.
reason why I'm asking this is because I've seen in the news that there is a House bill that just came up that is House Bill. One second. Yeah. HR 3297, where they're attempting to redefine the term obscenity. I haven't been able to read the bill because the text isn't available on Congress's website yet. But I
Okay.
wanted to get my representative's opinion on these types of purity laws.
Okay. Yeah, without having the text, because I'm looking on Congress.gov as well for the text. I may
Mm-hmm.
look for it. I haven't had a chance to speak to him about something like this, but yeah, without the text of the bill, I can't really provide any context because depending on what the bill says, I don't know what that'll, what his opinion will be on that. But again, once that text does come out, I'll send that over to him and to our legislative team, and we'll ask about that for you.
Right. So I don't necessarily care about that bill. My question
Sure.
is, what is his view on big government censorship of what you, as a private citizen, are allowed to watch in your own home? I want to make sure that my representative represents me and isn't trying to enact laws that would dictate what I am allowed to watch or do. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want another situation where we have alcohol being banned, and meanwhile, the president of the United States has a bootlegger coming up to his front door. You know what I mean? So,
Uh,
yeah. And then the other thing, I contacted a couple of weeks back, and I still haven't heard anything. I contacted you all about the FDA funding situation for testing milk. There was they were saying that they were not going to be funding certain facilities to test the safety of our milk supply, and that concerned me quite a bit. And then the other thing that I contacted you about as well that I still haven't received any word back on is Ronnie Jackson in favor of enacting any reforms, any laws that would prevent the President of the United States from being able to enact tariffs at will?
okay. So I looked you up here. I have those two issues written down. I believe there was a conversation that was had on the 22nd of April
Yes.
um, with you, sir. It looks like our team is still working with the congressman to get you a response on those issues. It hasn't been forgotten. We just have had a lot of a lot of people actually reaching out with his presidency. So we'll make sure we get a response out to you, sir. I appreciate your patience as we do that. But I'll also add what you talked about today as to that, because I don't want to speak out of turn for the congressman. I haven't had a chance to speak with him about these issues, but rest assured I have this stuff, and I'll make sure our team works with congressman to get your response on that. Okay.
Sounds good. Is there any like calendar events or anything that can subscribe to that will tell me whenever Ronnie Jackson is going to be having town halls?
Yes, if you go to his newsletter, well, first go to his website to sign up for it. That's jackson.house.gov.
I'm there.
Okay. That, if you sign up for, I think it's called Ronnie's Roundup. In the top right, there's like a red subscribe button if you're on a computer, and it may even pop up, I think, sometimes on the website. If you do that, that gives you the roundup. That gives you information on what he's working on, and then obviously if he's got any events that he's going to be at, he makes announcements on that as well, too.
Okay.
And then obviously social media as well. If you have that, not everyone does, but also mention that as well.
Yeah, we have some of them, but not all of them. VLENGULA. Okay, we got that. Got that. VLENGULA. Okay, and this will give me just email alerts about whenever he's going to be coming out. Is there not a a calendar that I can view, like a public one that's going to show me when he is going to be at places and where he's going to be at. Because as you know, email's not the best thing in the world for communication because we all have inboxes with thousands of unread emails. At least I do.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Same here. I don't believe we have a public calendar. Yeah, I don't think we have a public calendar. And again, social media is typically the best way to go about it, just because he posts more recently, or often, I should say, on social media and Facebook, X, in that regard. But the roundup does come out every 1 to 2 weeks with updates on what he's doing, and you get any events that he'll be attending in the public. So if those are on the roundup, they're typically at least a week or two at a time. The event, I would say, sometimes ahead, even more so, depending on the type of event. So again, that's kind of the best way to do it. Or you can call our office and we can try and get you information if we have it.
Yeah. Hey, it's really weird that this guy has a Rumble, but he doesn't have a YouTube.
Is that true? I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm looking on his site right now, and if I look down here, I'm seeing Meta, I'm seeing X, and I'm seeing Rumble. Look, here's the thing. I don't like Meta because they are so ingrained in everything right now. It's impossible to get. I'm in IT. It is so difficult to get away from Meta. The way that they track you across the internet is insane. And I give tutorials and tips on how to avoid being tracked by Meta because they have profiles on everybody. X, I don't want to be on because I don't want to support Elon Musk. I see that person as somebody who is very negative for this country. And then Rumble. Every single white supremacist that was on YouTube that got kicked off in the past decade went to Rumble. And I say that from the perspective of somebody who used to consume that media constantly. People like Stefan Molyneux. So this doesn't, I'm looking at this right now and I'm seeing that he has a Rumble, and that just rubs me the wrong way. But that's neither here nor there. It's just something that I saw that
I can't control that, sir.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's just, look, I'm gonna be calling pretty often. So I'm wanting to get more involved and make sure that my representative is actually representing me and the people around me. So,
okay.
All right.
That's your right, sir. And we look forward to fielding those calls. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Can you go ahead and give me a kind of a rundown of what you're going to report to Ronny? That way, I can make sure that I covered everything.
Yes. So the first thing we spoke about was Bill. Not specifically the HR. You said you didn't want specifically information on that, but you wanted to know what his definition of government overreach would be and kind of what that looks like. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, government overreach in the terms of dictating what I, as a private citizen, can and cannot view or can and cannot consume.
Okay, I'll make sure I add that. And then obviously a town hall is something else you asked about, and just following up for public information on events and all that for the congressman.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then the other two things were?
The other two things we talked about previously, I think what I have written down here is congressional restrictions on some of the terror actions conducted by President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing was the funding and whether the FDA needs to be cut if the FDA needs to be cut, have its funding cut because it looks like they may no longer cut test milk, according to what you said.
Yeah, they're from the news, and I've got an industry article about it. They are going to be changing how they test the milk. There was some restructuring going on, but from what I gathered, it's making it to where it's not going to be as safe or as stringent of testing. And food safety is a big thing for me, man. That's one of the things that my government is supposed to do, you know?
No, absolutely, I understand that.
Okay. Well, sir, I do believe that we've got all that covered, and I look forward to hearing from Ronny. So.
All right, perfect, sir. I'll get that sent over right away.
All right, thank you. You have a wonderful day. Goodbye.